number of things that went up this month, but where you will probably feel it the most is in the meats department. While most of us have given up T-bone for ground beef, even the price of that is getting steep. A pound of hamburger meat cost us $1.37. That's 8 cents more than we paid for it last month. But if you're thinking about substituting chicken for beef, well, that's more expensive too. It was 4 cents a pound more than in December, selling at 79 cents. That is, if you can find it. It seems a lot more people are buying chicken these days, and some stores are having a hard time keeping the bird in stock. The price of eggs also went up this month, 8 cents in fact. We paid 87 cents. As for some of the other items, sugar was up 6 cents. That's now selling at $1.29. A box of frozen corn was up 4 cents. Flour went up 2 cents, and so did cigarettes. As for price decreases, tomatoes dropped 20 cents, but that's not unusual. The price usually wavers between 49 and 69 cents anyway. And a special on celery brought that price down 10 cents. Grapefruit was down 5 cents each. The final tally was $25.08, 28 cents more than in December. Phyllis Palacio, Cool News 10.
Corporate jet travel has increased by as much as 30 to 40% in the past 4 years. Companies buy these $250,000 jets to give them the freedom to travel whenever and to wherever they want. But with that freedom has also come a price, a shortage of jet fuel. Some of these jets hold 2,000 gallons and burn 500 gallons an hour. Sky Harbor and other outlying airports are having trouble keeping jet fuel on board.
We understand that there have been refinery problems on the West Coast, and it's primarily affected a refinery that turns out jet fuel. So whether it's getting worse or whether we've just transferred from a problem with one grade of fuel to a problem with another, I don't really know. I don't expect with the oil situation is nationally or internationally that it will ever get a lot better.
But it's not bad for the big passenger jets yet. They've worked out deals with the oil companies and they are separate from Sky Harbor's pumps. But the restrictions on corporate jets is forcing pilots to plan ahead.
If we had to fly to San Francisco or something and we were short, depending on our fuel load as it is, when we want to leave, we might have to stop at Litchfield or on the way or something like that, pick up extra fuel.
Sky Harbor has run out before and is afraid of running out again. It's operating on a day-to-day basis. If a truck is late, then Sky Harbor may have to ration for a day or two or more. Some days it's down to 2,000 gallons, which would be enough to fill only one jet. On those days, only emergency aircraft are allowed to have any fuel, like the police jet helicopters and rescue units. The city says it can't go on like this and is looking for more fuel on the spot market, but that fuel is expensive. The city hesitates to say just how severe the jet fuel shortage might get, only to say it won't end anytime soon. So the owners of these jets will face more and more rationing in the future. Bud Foster, Cool News 10, Sky Harbor Airport.
Let's suppose you have two identical homes next door to each other, both built before 1975. Original value, $30,000 each. This year, both homes would have had a maximum property tax of about $330. But the home on the right was sold, and after subtracting about 20% of the purchase price, the assessor revalued that home at $60,000, which made its owner liable for a maximum property tax of $600. In this hypothetical situation, two homes, same neighborhood, same type, same size, same age, yet one has to pay a tax almost double the other. Is that fair? Is that constitutional? In California, under Proposition 13, the state Supreme Court has said it is. That ruling is being appealed, but opponents of Arizona's version of Proposition 13 say that similar wording in Proposition 106 could create the same inequities right here. But backers of 106 say opponents have ignored a key line that allows the legislature to avoid those inequities. It reads, all taxable property not already valued to the 1975 tax levels may be revalued to reflect that valuation. That it allows new property to be mathematically devalued to what it would have been worth in 1975, thus putting it on the same footing as older property. The county assessor's office says such a mathematical manipulation is possible, if not easy. But if you look at the line again, the key words are may be revalued. 106 allows, but does not compel such a revaluation. However, William Heisler, the author of 106, says he is certain the legislature will act as he predicts and that the courts will uphold that action.
May be revalued to reflect that valuation. There is the direction. There is the way the AG's opinion, and I'm sorry, Mr. Corbin, but I do think that's the way your opinion is going to go. There is the way it's going to go, and there is not going to be anybody that's going to challenge that.
Besides, Heisler claims, without 106, the current legislative plan would double property taxes in 7.2 years. But in checking that out, we found that there are a couple of ifs involved in that. If your home value increases the maximum 10% every year, if the county, city, and community college districts increase their tax levies the maximum 2% each year, and if you live in a school district currently levying 80 cents or so less than it could, and this frugal district suddenly ups its rate the maximum 80 cents this year, if all those things happen, your taxes could double in 7.2 years. According to legislative aides, a possibility, not a probability. But that's not to say that Heisler's amendment would be less restrictive than the legislative plan. It wouldn't. Heisler says his 2% yearly lid on property value increases and the 2/3 vote required to up other taxes makes 106 a good deal, even if it doesn't turn out exactly the way he expects.
But the bottom line is, Mr. Jones and Mr. Brown, even if they are taxed at widely varying amounts, even if Bob Corbin doesn't give us the right amount, even if everything goes crazy in the first two sections, if it go up to 1%, you're still better off, because your taxes may be higher this coming year if everything goes crazy and we don't get the right kind of court ruling and so on. You've still got the 2% per year guarantee from then on.
But will such a tax lid really cut government spending? Or will government just find somewhere else to get the money? Bert Kennedy, Cool News 10.
Like an embryo developing hidden in the womb, the Scottsdale Airport and surrounding industrial park is taking shape in the desert. Today, construction on a 4,000 square foot expansion of the terminal began, a structure that will eventually house a coffee shop, offices, and a waiting room. And nearing completion, a new parking apron that will accommodate 42 resident aircraft. Airport officials say the expansion is due to Scottsdale's rapid growth, both in tourism and population. But there's a third type of growth that makes this airport unique, industrial growth. Officials say it is one of the few airports that is developing at the hub of an industrial park. This new subdivision is being built with its own runway access to accommodate executive planes at the builder's expense. But the complex is not without its growing pains. A planned runway expansion has been the center of controversy with nearby residents concerned about noise and flood control. A controversy officials feel has been resolved.
The City Council is firmly committed to the 3,450-foot runway extension for reasons of safety and noise abatement. They have not backed off that position, will they?
But there is still a roadblock in constructing the $4 million runway. As with so many things today, the problem is money.
The difficulty is funding. The Congress has not yet passed, at least to my knowledge, has not yet passed the revised Airport Development Assistance Program, the so-called ADAP program. Hopefully they will do that soon, and hopefully there will be funds available for the program. It's an essential program, and it is very definitely needed.
Despite funding problems, airport officials are confident of the seed that has been planted here, and that the Scottsdale Airport will grow up healthy and thriving. Misty Chauncey, Cool News 10.
For 21 years, it was considered one of the Valley's finest restaurants. Waiters dressed in French berets and women employees were attired in can-can style clothes with plumes in their heads. Well, all that's over now. Scottsdale's legendary Paul Shank's French Quarter restaurant has closed its doors forever. When the lease to manage the hotel's food services wasn't renewed by the Safari Hotel owners, Paul Shank went into retirement, and consequently all his restaurant memorabilia went on sale. Anything with Paul Shank's name written on it seemed to sell first, plates and silverware and menus, bought by people who came here over the years to eat and to listen to big-name live entertainers, people who haven't forgotten the French Quarter's heyday.
First of all, it isn't just any restaurant. It's Paul Shank's restaurant, and he's very famous in the valley here and has such a loyal following of fans that ate here forever, it seems.
Their loyalty spanned a large economic scope. What was the highest price that you captured for any one article yesterday?
I think it was around $500 for one painting.
And what kind of painting was that?
I'm sure it was a nude.
That's what most of the auction consisted of, paintings of nude women that Shank had collected from around the world. They eventually became his trademark. And now they, as with everything else he owned here, are collector's pieces for old friends. Lisa Allen, Cool News 10.
Career education for handicapped youth and a computerized career counselor were some of the latest innovations featured at Yuma Opportunities Unlimited, a career fair held in Yuma County today. Young people from elementary school on up got a sampling of skills and a look at the working environments of a wide variety of careers, as well as a chance to talk with people who have such careers. Not intended to replace human counselors, but rather to complement them, the computerized guidance information system was popular with attendees.
Trying to help the people of Arizona get the information they need to choose or change careers. So this is a computerized information system that can help us do that. It's available in schools, high schools, and community colleges throughout the state. We can give you specific information about a job or tell you where you could go throughout the nation to train for that kind of a job. Or third, if you don't know what you want to do, you can use the system in what we call a search technique. And we can key in your specific interests, aptitudes, educational levels that you're willing to pursue.
And convincing handicapped youth that they have a valuable place in the community goes hand in hand with the theme of Opportunities Unlimited. Work opportunities for retarded children, whose programs involve vocational training and career counseling, were at the fair with examples of some of the skills they teach.
That's been a very, very successful program for us, and the kids are excited about it.
Do you work with other students like yourself? Are you going to be a counselor or a teacher?
Counselor.
And what will you counsel them?
I'll counsel them how they do their work and stuff.
Giving young people a first-hand opportunity to explore the numbers of career possibilities available to them in their future is what Yuma Opportunities Unlimited is all about. Karen Key, Cool News 10, Yuma County Fairgrounds.